Then we get Sean Mooney with Brutus Beefcake, where they're looking at a piece of paper which apparently represents Mr. Perfect's win-loss record. And he says, Beefcake says that it's a good record, it's an impressive record, but nobody is perfect.
I just have to say, what on earth was going on with Beefcake's hair here? A barber by trade. This was the look of a bloke who thought he could get one more big event out of his haircut. We've all been there, night out, wedding, whatever it is. And then you see the photos and you think, what on earth is that on my head? And he had that. This is WrestleMania, and he didn't go and get this thing sorted out. An absolute disgrace.
Then we get the Genius announcing Mr. Perfect to the ring, and our next match, which is Mr. Perfect versus Brutus the Barber Beefcake. It is a nearly 8 minute match, and this one ends when Beefcake, it's a slingshot on Perfect after a number of bits of offense from Perfect. Beefcake comes back with the slingshot, and Perfect's head hits the ring post, and Beefcake then pins him. Matt?
It almost felt like a one man performance in the way of Mr. Perfect kind of carried it, just bumping all over the place. And this is one of those where I've always heard about how Mr. Perfect's good for doing that, just being this crazy bump machine. And I think this match was quite representative of that. I do think he could have toned it down just a little bit. There was just a little bit too much for my taste, and to the point that it came off a little bit phony. But he did, he did take a couple of crazy bumps to really help Brutus get over. The finish, I'm of two minds of, because I do sometimes like the kind of finish that kind of comes out of nowhere, because sometimes it can come across as a bit realistic. But I don't know, this one, it felt a little bit weak to me. And I've said it on the podcast many times, and I will continue to say it, and I'm sure you know what's coming, is as long as I keep reviewing Brutus the Barber Beefcake, he will forever be a heel to me, because cutting somebody's hair after a match is a dick move. So as soon as he started at the end, I was like, you know what? I don't like him. He's just a dick. You shouldn't cut someone's hair.
Beyond the pale.
It is.
I agree. I thought Gorilla and Jesse were on good form in this. Though Gorilla said he liked Bruce's outfit because it was like a hand grenade had gone off in his pocket. Now, Gorilla, I hate to burst your bubble, but the reality of that would be an altogether different and far more somber look. Jesse slagged off Gorilla's son's counting ability. Gorilla's son's obviously the referee, and they had a lovely exchange about whether the momentum had gone 360 degrees, which Jesse explained would be back to the same place. Then Jesse later had a go at Perfect's dad and said, after Gorilla protested about the phrase old man being used, he said he was an old man and he can't do anything about it. Phenomenal stuff from Jesse. I don't know why he didn't like this. This is so good. I thought Jesse was great here. And I had no memory of this finish. Like, Perfect throwing himself around, the back and forth, the commentary. I actually enjoyed this. The only thing I didn't enjoy, though, was the Genius running away from Brutus Beefcake, waddling down that aisle, almost like he wanted to feel the sharpness of Beefcake's blade on his hair one more time, which is possibly a very niche fetish. And if so, fair play.
Oh God, I just wish there was no Brutus Beefcake matches. I just can't stand him. I just think he's rubbish. He's absolutely terrible. I don't really care about the gimmick. I just think he's rubbish. I think he's really bad. The commentary I didn't dislike necessarily, Stephen. I just didn't think it was. I didn't dislike it now, but I think if I'm watching from the perspective of a fan, there were just bits of it where I just felt it didn't really work for the company. It was him going into business for himself in a funny way.
It was that.
But yeah. So that's where I kind of had the problem with it. Yeah, just not interested at all. It's Brutus Beefcake. He's rubbish. The match was not very good. So they're talking at the start of the match about Monsoon and Ventura talking at the start of the match about Ventura's style. And Ventura says, I've got the eyes of Paul Newman, I've got the whatever of so and so, and I've got this of the other. And Gorilla turned around and says, what do you have of your own, Jess?
Yeah.
That was great. That was
so good.
That was good stuff. And we saw Mary Tyler Moore as well in the front row of the crowd as well during this one. There's some afters with Beefcake chasing after Perfect and the Genius. The question I wanted to ask is why did Perfect have the Genius and the coach at one point as well as his manager? What was that all about? Not Jonathan Coachman, Matt, somebody else.
That's what I thought you meant there.
No, the guy called the coach. What was going on with Perfect? I didn't really get why he had these strange out there managers.
I think it was because he was small and they wanted someone to cheat on his behalf.
But they could have just had a manager, surely.
I don't know why they picked him with Genius, but then he went to Heenan after Genius, didn't he? So I don't know when that change. He was certainly Heenan by the time he lost to Kerry Von Erich at SummerSlam 90. So that transition was coming, but I'm just not sure quite when. Yeah,
I just wondered why they had him with these strange niche managers rather than just one of the ordinary managers.